Hello everyone, welcome to Miss Cat's no-fail method of trig. I absolutely love doing trig and I've come up with this method to support you with your learning, and hopefully you'll find that you really like doing it too. If you don't follow this method, you'll end up probably guessing how to do it. That's what some even people in Year 12 keep doing, but my method is going to guarantee that you're not guessing, that you actually know what you're doing. So the first step that I always insist on is writing the SOHCAHTOA up the top. SOHCAHTOA. So with you guys, you can just write it once up the top. It's just a reference and it's really, really important. So hopefully you'll remember that sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse, hence so car and toa is tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. So you're going to do so many problems that hopefully will become second nature to you. So my method follows this. I'll just get rid of the little box for you. What happens is I insist that you write SOHCAHTOA up the top. The next thing you do is you draw and label the sides. So you'll see my triangles drawn. So now I'm going to label the sides. Here's my angle. Hypotenuse is always the longest side, opposite the right angle. This side here is opposite the angle that I'm talking about. And this one here is adjacent. So I've now labelled my angle. If you have done my workbook, you'll see that I usually have little boxes in there. It says now write down what you know and what you're trying to find out. So in this case I know the angle, see, because that's 36. I know the hypotenuse and I am trying to find the opposite side. So what I know, and what I'm trying to find out. So in maths we can only have one unknown, and that's what we're trying to find out. I use this to work out which of these rules I'm going to use. So I have a H and I have an opposite, so I have hypotenuse and I have opposite. And you can see the only one that has opposite and hypotenuse in it is the sine rule. So if you just have a quick look at the others, this has got adjacent and hypotenuse, so that doesn't have an opposite in it, so it's not that rule. Tan theta has an opposite and adjacent in it, so again doesn't have adjacent. I need a hypotenuse, so can't use that one. So this is another step that you must do. Write the rule. This is what most people want to skip, but it's really, really important because it takes the thinking out of where you're going to put numbers. So sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So the next step now is to sub the values. So sine, now instead of theta I write 36. Opposite, oh look, that's what I'm trying to find. So instead of opposite I write x. Hypotenuse is 14. So again, instead of writing h I write 14. Okay, so now we're going to do algebra, something that I also love. So if you have a look, I have x divided by 14. I am trying to get x by itself, so x divided by 14, that's what the fraction means. So to get rid of stuff, you do the opposite, or the inverse. So the inverse to divide is times 14, and DC's law of the universe says whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. So you'll see 14 times 14 leaves just x, so I'll rewrite it so you don't get confused. X equals 14 times sine 36. It's really important you write it in that order, because if you put sine 36 times 14 in your calculator, you're going to end up with the wrong answer. So it's really important. Now you pick up your calculator. You don't pick it up beforehand. This is what you're going to put in there. So what's really, really important with your calculator is that you make sure it is in degrees. Okay, so you're making sure it's in degrees before you do anything else. So what was the question? 14 times sine 36. equals. So there we go. So we've got 14 times sine 36 is 8.228. So we might round it to 2 decimal places and get 8.23. Excellent. Equals 8.23. And what's our units? Meters. Okay, so I hope that has helped you and sorted some thinking out, and I hope it's been useful. Good luck.